Hi, everyone. My name is Alex Ellsworth. I'm the Assistant Director of Enrollment here at Johnson College. I'm joined by Jessica Farrell. She's our Director of Financial Aid, and Joshua Wombacker, our Coordinator of Student Business Services. So the reason we're doing this presentation today, we want to kind of go through some of the frequently asked questions that incoming students have regarding financial aid and billing. Of course, given the circumstances that are going on today, we cannot have in-person meetings, so we thought this might be a helpful tool for you guys. So again, we're just going to go to Jessica. She's going to answer financial aid questions, and then Josh is going to answer some of these questions as far as student billing. So we'll get ready. We'll take it away. Jess, sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, excellent. So the first question I have, what is the FAFSA?
The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid.
Okay, so that, and when students do that too, is there a specific website that they have to go to?
Sure, it's fafsa.ed.gov, or they can download the My Student Aid mobile app.
Okay, and just to be clear too, this is not something that anyone needs to pay for, correct?
Nope, it's the free application.
Okay, wonderful. So when students do get on there, there's always a question about making this what it's called like an FSA ID. So does the student need one? Do their parents, guardians need one? How does that work?
Yes, so the FSA ID is pretty much a username and password. You do need that established and verified with the Social Security Administration before you can sign your FAFSA. Both the student and one parent need an FSA ID.
Great, thank you. So as far as financial aid, you know, we do have some one-year certificate programs, but a good portion of our programs are two-year associate degrees. So students that are here 2 years, do they have to reapply for financial aid every year?
Yes, you have to renew your FAFSA every year.
Okay, and is that the same document? Like, will their financial aid be the same both years too?
The financial aid should be the same both years as long as the income in the household hasn't changed drastically.
Okay. So if a student is coming into Johnson College right now and they're starting in fall 20, which FAFSA would they have to complete?
For fall 20, it would be the 2021 FAFSA.
Okay, and then that would be the parents using their 2018 tax returns, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then, you know, we're getting a lot of questions about, you know, everything that's going on right now. A lot of people are out of work. Regardless of what happens, though, we still do need people to complete this document, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's just before any circumstances or anything that we could look through to try and help people out?
Yep.
All right, wonderful. So going on the flip side of that, you know, we do have a lot of families that'll say, you know, I probably don't qualify for financial aid. Should they still apply anyway? Do you think it's worth it?
Yes, we encourage everyone to complete a FAFSA. Even if the student's eligible for student loans, that is still considered financial aid. And a lot of our institutional scholarships do require a current FAFSA on file.
Okay, excellent. And then as far as the difference between grants and student loans, they're always mentioned, and then we hear about there's federal grants and state grants. Can you elaborate on that a little bit for us, please?
Sure. So the big difference between grants and student loans are grants are free money. So that means you don't have to pay them back. Student loans obviously would have to be repaid back, but most of them do have a grace period. So they're not something that needs to be paid back right away.
All right, excellent. And then with student loans, if a student's coming in, are their parents responsible for those educational loans, or is that the student's responsibility?
The only loan that a parent would be responsible for would be a Parent Plus loan. Any other loan the student takes out is the student's responsibility.
Okay, all right, great. Kind of moving along to some of the other questions we have. What are alternative loans? We always have that type of question. So it'll be, you know, grants, student loans, or alternative loans. Could you elaborate on that a little bit, please?
Yeah, sure. An alternative loan is any loan not borrowed through the Department of Education. So that would be like your PNC Bank, Wells Fargo, and Sallie Mae, which are the three lenders that Johnson College currently accepts.
Excellent. And then besides these, you know, federal grants, state grants, student loans, alternative loans, is there anywhere else that I could go to find any type of financial aid too?
Yeah, you can always do outside scholarship searches. You know, you just want to be careful when you're searching for those that you're not paying to submit any of your information. We also tell students that if they have a job, they should check with their employer, or they should ask their parents to check with their employers to see if they have any scholarships or tuition assistance.
Okay. And does Johnson College offer any type of scholarships for students?
Yes, Johnson College has scholarships. There's an application on our website that you can apply for, and then the committee will review the applications and let you know if you qualify or not.
Okay, that's good to hear. So moving along just a little bit, again, a lot of families, parents that have submitted financial aid documents, they'll get a notification from the office saying that they've been selected for verification. What does that mean? Is it something where, the student's in trouble or the family has to panic? Could you
So
explain that a little bit?
verification is a process that happens at random. Doesn't mean that the parent or student submitted anything wrong. About 33% of our students get selected every year. And pretty much the financial aid office will just request a tax return and then the completion of the verification worksheet.
Okay. Another question on here too that we frequently get from students. I have to register for selective service. What is that? I know it was, something that kind of happened years ago, but what does that, if you could give some of our younger listeners an idea on that?
So if you're a male between the ages of 18 and 30, or 18 and 26, you do have to register for selective service. It doesn't mean you're going to get drafted to go to war. It's just a federal requirement. If you haven't registered, you can actually register yourself via the FAFSA.
Oh, okay, excellent. So they could get both things done at once.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Speaking of that, selective service and military, a lot of veteran students do come to Johnson College too, and they have the opportunity to use their military benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Do they still have to apply for financial aid if they're using those benefits?
They don't have to. We encourage that they do, just in case they're eligible for any grants or scholarships, because then that money would get refunded to them.
Okay. And then on, in terms of financial aid too, some students, especially a lot of our adult students, choose to go part-time, and we kind of, set up a customized educational pathway for them. If a student is taking, less than the full-time credit load, are they still eligible for financial aid?
Yes, you have to be in at least 6 credits to receive financial aid.
And is it just a portion of financial aid, or would it be the total that you're eligible for?
For student loans, it would be the full student loan amount, but the grants would be cut in half.
Okay, so essentially kind of like prorated based on the amount. Okay. And then lastly too, Jess, we kind of went through all these questions. We do still have some students that maybe they have some situations, like you had said, parents are getting funding through work, or they're getting funding through a job. So if someone does not want to apply for financial aid, what do they need to do?
So if you don't want to fill out a FAFSA, that's fine. Our office will send the student a waiver, and the student will just indicate how they plan to pay for their education.
All right, excellent. Well, I think that was pretty helpful, Jess. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We're going to turn it over to Josh now. I have some questions regarding the student billing process. And again, Josh is our coordinator of student business services here at Johnson College. So Josh, we'll start off with one of the most frequently asked questions. How do I pay my bill, and where do I go to do it?
Hi, Alex. So that's pretty simple. We accept cash, check, and credit card transactions to pay for your your bill. And for checks, you would just make them out to Johnson College. You can mail them in or turn them in to me. Credit, you can call my office, and I can take a credit card over the phone or in person. Or alternatively, all the students can access their bill online through their student portal and make a payment through there as well.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Josh. Now, for students that are starting in the fall 2020 semester, when will they be receiving their bill?
So the first bills for our new students starting in the fall will be going out in July. And like I said earlier, you can also access the copy of the bill on the student portal.
Okay, and the student portal too, just to clarify, that'll be something when our students actually do come in, when we get them their login information, they'll be able to see that as well.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, excellent. And then Josh, this kind of ties into a lot of what Jessica had mentioned. I still have a balance after financial aid. So all of my financial aid is in, alternative loans. What are my options to cover that balance?
Probably the simplest option to cover that balance would be signing up and starting a payment plan. We offer an official payment plan through a third-party vendor called Enterprise. Through there, all you would do is set up an account and take the balance due after your financial aid and put it there and start a 5, 10, or 12-month payment plan.
Okay, so when the bill is due then, when would it be due for a fall 2020 student? And are there any late fees if it's not in past that time?
So the bills, I don't have the actual due date yet, but we do like to have the money for the semester come in by the beginning of the semester, so the first day that it starts.
Okay, so
Um,
basically a student then would have to have all of their arrangements in place before the first day of classes is what, what we try to tell these students at Johnson.
exactly. And then if any balance is left unpaid after any month that the student is in school, a $35 late fee will be applied to the account at the end of that month.
All right, excellent. All right, well, Josh, I appreciate it. Jess, I appreciate it as well. And again, my name's Alex. I work in the enrollment department at Johnson College. Jess Farrell, our Director of Financial Aid, and Josh Wombacker, our Coordinator of Student Business Services. So we're here to answer any questions. Again, we're not physically on campus at this point, but you can reach out to us. We will get everyone our contact information if you need, but just know that we are here to help you during this time. So we appreciate it and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.